everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tim and Tim Talk. Tim, what do you think of our virtual set?
This virtual set is some of the best I think we've seen, but I think we have a secret for everyone, Tim. This is actually not a virtual set. This is really Las Vegas, Nevada, here at the National Association of Broadcasters trade show.
And I mean, not only is this really the thing, this is really sort of a scrappy, last-minute sort of idea. We just realized, Tim, let's not miss this opportunity. We didn't even think of recording. Thus, we're recording on a phone, to a phone.
You know, a little ragtag, Tim. I'm a little embarrassed, but we made a promise to ourselves when we started this that we were just going to make content and not let the production value stop us. And I think, you know, that's part of that, is just making it happen.
I mean, that's such a key takeaway. You know, at the end of the day, you know, record, don't let professionalism, I don't have a $10,000 camera, you know, I don't have a whole crew get in the way of recording. Just really capturing the moment and capturing authentic experiences, which is why you and I don't have anything really prepared, but we have a lot of great ideas.
So many ideas, Tim. Speaking of which, what were those ideas that brought us here to this show? What brought you here this week?
So what I was really excited about, you know, I mean, we've been in virtual events for 2 years. We've been exclusively, you know, remote. And now as we get back out there, we're finding a lot of our clients still want that virtual experience, but they're bringing audiences back. So how do we bring a broadcast that straddles both of those worlds? A lot of these technology is tried and true. It has been out there before, but there's also a lot of improvements, incremental improvements of how to do it better and how to do it more reliable. So that's what's really exciting me, and that's what I'm spending a lot of my time with, is backbone and infrastructure. How about you?
So for me, Tim, it was really about the relationships. We've been working remotely for the last 2+ years. You know, I work from a home office when I'm not on show site, and getting out here in person, seeing folks that I've been working with for 2 years who I maybe haven't seen in person in 2 years, shaking hands, seeing really cool new technologies, and really getting time to rebuild those relationships that, you know, we've been working on remotely, but sort of really cementing so much better in person.
Oh, 100%. So what then, like, has there been a booth, has there been a technology that has excited you and you're like, that caught me off guard, or has it been incremental improvements?
I think there's a lot of incremental improvements, but I think the big thing that strikes me about this show is not any one specific technology, but the fact that so many folks are really leaning into hybrid virtual and cloud production, right? So we have lots and lots of green screens, we have lots and lots of virtual set technology. I know you're looking at that. A lot of legacy hardware switcher manufacturers leaning into cloud production. So Panasonic has their Kairos technology that's a hardware-based but software-defined switcher, and Ross Video just announced an entirely software-based product. And so we have these really companies who've made their money building hardware, saying, look, we know there's a market for this software-based technology, you know, let's lean into that.
I mean, not only is it the market of building the technology, but building high-end, top tier, and now embracing the virtual. You also mentioned about, you know, like the studio recording, so that's something we have San Francisco green screen, so we're looking at camera motion tracking, and really sort of, this is not a new technology, but wow, really has it been improved, and the innovation that they've put into this field. So essentially, like The Mandalorian with Star Wars, where that was recorded, you know, I mean, the cost of it has gone down, and so there's going to be amazing virtual events that you'll be able to do sort of with your CEO or with a VIP or a guest, and bring them into, let's say that's taking place in San Francisco, bringing them into New York and feeding like iMag Live. So the way of going back and forth between these technologies is really amazing.
And you mentioned going back and forth. I know you're looking at some specific projects in mind where you're looking at in-person event, but also controlling it remotely. How does that work?
I mean, so that's exactly what we're figuring out. So we know how it works on a sort of a high level, but how do we get into the nitty-gritty of making it work, and how do we make it reliable, right? Because there's technologies out there, there's consumer level technologies that can already do, you know, REMI productions at zero cost. Are they reliable? Or do you go for the far end of the very high-end solutions that deliver them, but you're paying an arm and a leg and they're only accessible to big budgets? So where is sort of that sweet spot of reliability, but also being, you know, without breaking the budget?
But Tim, we have so many tools in the toolbox, right? We have those tools that are really accessible to everyone. We have those super high-end broadcast tools, and we're seeing that middle ground fill in, and that's what this show shows us, is there's really so much demand for that. One of the things we talk about, kind of that striated market, this show has been about the bridge between, you know, YouTube and broadcast TV, and that kind of all of that from TikTok to cable news is broadcasting. And so really thinking about how does the National Association of Broadcasters define broadcasting and kind of make that bigger tent. And we're seeing that all around with so many folks making videos like this, so many new technologies, you know, and I think it's a really testament to how, you know, resilient the industry is, that, you know, they've really, we've really grown and expanded not only our ability to do events, but what the definition of broadcasting means.
Yeah, exactly. What is the definition mentioned, and you said a lot of people are doing it and making content, Tim, but maybe we should get an award for the fact that we're doing content with 2 cameras, delivering such value there, and being as scrappy as all of the high-end productions that are around us.
Totally, Tim. Well, I know the show's about to end, so we got to get back to seeing the last of this exhibit hall.
I got to get there before it closes. I haven't seen this section. I'm really excited too. There's a lot of great new toys in production out there. Any closing words, any closing thoughts?
I'm just really excited to be here, seeing everyone in person. We'll have more thoughts later, but let's get back to the show, and I will see you back in the Bay Area, Tim.
All right, and likewise, everyone that I saw this year is fantastic. If you're watching this video and you're going to be, you're thinking about coming to NAB next year, definitely ping us, hit us up. We would love to, grab a tasty beverage with you, walk the show floor, just chat. So we're here. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you, folks.